You walk to your fridge, grab a snack, no big deal, right? But what if I told you that for 99% of human history, there were nitrogen monoxide refrigerators, nitrogen monoxide freezers, and nitrogen monoxide vacuum sealers? So, how did our ancestors keep food from spoiling? They used ingenious methods that are not only fascinating, but still work today. Get ready, because these ancient food preservation secrets are about to blow your mind. Imagine living thousands of years ago. You just had a great hunt, or a fantastic harvest. But without modern technology, that bounty could spoil in days, sometimes hours. It was the ultimate ancient challenge: how to make food last. Food spoilage wasn't just annoying, it was a matter of life and death. Rotting food meant starvation, illness, and wasted effort. So, our ancestors, out of pure necessity and incredible ingenuity, developed brilliant ways to fight back against nature's forces. These methods weren't just clever tricks. They were fundamental technologies that allowed humans to settle down, build cities, and develop complex societies. They literally shaped civilizations. One of the oldest, simplest, and most effective preservation methods uses nature's own superpower, the sun. It's all about drying. Drying food removes moisture, and without moisture, bacteria and mold simply can't grow. Ancient cultures from the Middle East to the Americas mastered sun drying. They dry fish, meat, creating jerky, fruits like dates, figs, and apricots, and even certain vegetables. This process not only preserved the food, but often concentrated its flavors and nutrients, making it a compact, high-energy snack perfect for long journeys or lean seasons. It's a method you can still use in your backyard today. If the sun was powerful, then salt was the ancient world's ultimate weapon against decay. Curing with salt has preserved food for millennia. Salt works by drawing out moisture from food through a process called osmosis, making the environment too salty for most spoilage microbes to survive. It literally dehydrates the bacteria. Cultures worldwide use salt to preserve massive quantities of fish and meat. Think of salted cod that allowed Vikings to travel vast distances, or cured hams that could last for years. The Romans even had special salt houses. This method not only preserved, but also added distinctive, rich flavor that we still love today. This next method is a fan favorite today, but it's been saving lives for thousands of years. Fermentation. It's not just about preservation. It makes food even better for you. Fermentation involves harnessing beneficial microbes, tiny bacteria, and yeast to transform food. These good bugs eat the sugars in the food and produce acids, alcohol, or gases. These byproducts then act as natural preservatives, creating an environment where bad microbes can't thrive. From ancient beer and sourdough bread to yogurt, cheese, pickles, and sauerkraut, fermentation made food last longer, increased its nutritional value, and often made it easier to digest. It literally extended seasons and made food supplies much more reliable. It's truly ancient super science. Sometimes the best preservation method was simply creating the right environment. Ancient people were masters of cool, dry storage. They built sophisticated granaries to keep grains dry and safe from pests. They dug root cellars or used cool caves to store root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, once introduced, and turnips, keeping them viable through winter months. Keeping food consistently cool and, crucially, dry minimized moisture, slowed down enzymatic activity, and inhibited microbial growth. This simple, often passive, method was essential for maintaining a steady food supply in many climates, long before electricity was even a concept. Another powerful method combining flavor and preservation was smoking. This technique uses fire and smoke to transform and protect food. Smoking meat and fish works on multiple levels. The smoke itself contains compounds that are antimicrobial and antioxidant, helping to inhibit spoilage. The heat from the fire also helps to dry the food, removing moisture. This method not only made food last longer, but also infused it with incredibly rich, complex flavors that were highly prized. Smoked meats and fish were a vital part of diets in many parts of the world, from Native American tribes to ancient Europeans, allowing them to store protein for months on end. Here's a lesser-known but incredibly effective ancient method: preserving food in fat or oil. It's like their version of canning. By completely submerging cooked meat, cheese, or certain vegetables in a layer of rendered animal fat, like lard or olive oil, they create an airtight seal. This effectively cut off the food from oxygen, preventing bacteria and molds from growing. Think of ancient confits, meat slow cooked and then preserved in their own fat, or cheeses stored in olive oil in ancient Greece and Rome. This method was particularly effective for high-value foods, allowing them to be stored for extended periods without refrigeration, keeping them delicious and safe. And finally, for the sweet stuff, sugar and honey were ancient powerhouses for preserving fruits and other delicacies. Similar to salt, high concentrations of sugar or honey also draw moisture out of food, creating an environment that's too osmotic for most microbes to survive. It essentially dehydrates them. Ancient cultures preserved fruits by cooking them down with honey or concentrated fruit juices, making jams and fruit leathers. Honey itself is naturally antimicrobial and can last for thousands of years without spoiling. This method allowed them to enjoy the sweetness of seasonal fruits long after the harvest. So from sun-drying and salting to fermenting and preserving in fat, our ancient ancestors were truly genius food scientists. They mastered ways to make food last, ensuring survival and allowing civilizations to flourish. What can we learn from their timeless wisdom? First, respect your food and minimize waste. Second, embrace simple, natural preservation methods that don't rely on electricity. Third, appreciate the ingenuity that came before modern technology. These ancient methods weren't just about survival. They created incredible flavors and fundamentally shaped human history. They are a powerful reminder that sometimes the oldest tricks are truly the best. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed uncovering these ancient ways, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Ancient Ways Discovered, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. We'll be diving into more incredible ancient secrets very soon.